so much about the achievement gap, and there's an absolute real achievement gap. What I focus on much more than that, though, is what I call the opportunity gap. And this is about providing students from every single background real opportunities to learn and grow and fulfill their tremendous potential. And in too many communities, you don't have access to the technology, you don't have access to the teachers who understand the technology, you don't have access to the out-of-school learning opportunities that other students have, and where you have great opportunity gaps, guess what? That leads to the achievement gap. And so I'm a big believer in trying to make sure every child, particularly those children who come from historically disadvantaged communities or families who haven't had these kind of chances, if we're serious about ending poverty, if we're serious about ending cycles of social failure, we have to provide children with great technology, with great teachers, and with a chance to learn and develop their skills in ways that their older brothers and sisters and their parents simply have not had. We have to end those cycles. Too much of anything is too much, but I would argue that school should be an oasis away from that. I would argue is the wrong thing. Quite frankly, your children who grow up in middle-class communities and middle-class families often have access to a whole set of technology that disadvantaged children don't have. And I would argue that rather than schools being an oasis, schools need to be a place of opportunity. And when children don't grow up with two parents at home and three computers in the house and access those kinds of things, that if we don't impact that earlier, the impacts of the digital divide are going to be huge for children who aren't quite as lucky as your children and my children. So I don't think schools should necessarily be an oasis away from this. In some places it has to be a place to catch up and to equalize opportunity. But I think a sense of balance, which is what you're aiming for, is important to all of us as parents, and to providing that sense of balance to our children. Yes, you don't want them sitting in front of a screen 18 hours a day. That's not healthy. I absolutely